Hello, everyone. Individuals constantly live their lives through their decisions, actions, and subsequent outcomes. These are based on many factors, such as one's image of self and his processing of the world around him. At any point of the decision-making process, by any of these individuals, these decisions are proved to have a profound effect on ultimate outcomes. Corporate ethical failures have continued to rise. Corporate scandals, unethical treatment of the workforce, negative consequences of the environment or society at large all stem from poor or unethical decision making. I tackle the understanding of ethical decision making by first pronouncing the importance of the individual faced with a decision. Notwithstanding the various external aspects of ethical decision, the lack of awareness of individuals presented with a decision often leads to unethical choices. It is prudent to explore the processes and aspects which make up an individual's moral identity, judgment, and subsequent actions. Moral identity is a construct which captures commitment to moral principles based on a cognitive self-schema of individuals, a significant driver of moral motivation, which leads to better accordance between an individual's moral principles and actions, predictor of voluntarism, moral attentiveness, and other pro-social behaviors, the best predictor of moral actions and commitments, proposed to have an effect on moral judgment and behavior leading towards ethical decision-making. Moral identity is divided into two facets. Internalization refers to the degree to which moral traits are central to one's self-concept. Symbolization, a more social aspect of moral identity, as it is focused on the individual's sense of moral self as a social object, which actions convey to others that the individual possesses these moral characteristics. Aquinas proposes that moral behavior is the result of moral judgment and moral identity. Individual mindfulness is largely seen through two perspectives, that of Eastern and Western persuasions. The Western persuasion posits that mindfulness is a variant of information processing approach. The Eastern perspective of individual mindfulness, on the other hand, is derived from centuries-old Buddhist mental training methods, which alleviate suffering while developing compassion, wisdom, and insight. From this perspective, individual mindfulness is a receptive attention to awareness of present events and experiences occurring both internally and externally. The two schools of thought share that a mindful individual is engaged in thinking, which is more open and engaged rather than being automatic or unexamined. Mindfulness, therefore, is hypothesized as to having a relationship with ethical decision making, as the individual is equipped with a trait which gives him or her a higher level of awareness of self morals of situations. The employed tools of measurement for the study were the mindful attention awareness scale and the moral identity scale. The initial results imply that older respondents exhibit higher levels of mindfulness. From social emotional theory and emotion regulation theory, it is said that its increased maturity in individuals become apparent as they become better in coping with their emotions, interpreting and managing meanings, and overall emotional regulation. A seemingly anomalous result, which goes against the discussion regarding maturation, is a result which indicates that individuals aged 35 to 39 scored lower than their younger counterparts. A possible explanation of these results may have to do with the tenure curve, which suggests that engagement is U-shaped. This means that mindfulness and well-being in employees are usually at their highest levels of engagement in the workplace at the less than 1 year point. This is likely to be related to the novelty and optimism of a new workplace. There is no significant correlation between mindfulness levels in individuals and their internalization moral identity, as well as symbolization moral identity. This may be because the concept of moral identity is foremost based on the cognitive self-schema of the individual of his or her moral characteristics removed from external situations, which involves awareness of one's environment. As a test of moral identity is generally focused on one's understanding of self, the factor of awareness inherent in mindfulness was not strongly represented. As a preliminary explorative study of the implications of mindfulness to ethical decision making, the results do have some value in building up strategies for the next step of the study, which will involve moral judgment. High levels of mindfulness may have implications of how individuals have a better self-cognition of their moral identity, thus providing more dependable results when responding to the measurement tools. Mindfulness entails a person to be honest about oneself and to others. Honesty and mindfulness infallibly rise together. These may help guide strategies in future research in regard to the dependability of respondents. This may have some implication for strategies in terms of sampling in further studies. Moral judgment includes the individual's processing of external information aside from his understanding of his own moral identity. Continuing the study towards this concept will be the next step in understanding whether mindfulness will play a part towards making inroads towards ethical decision making. While the value of traditional experimental and quantitative research paradigms are apparent, it is also recognized that quantitative, phenomenological, and experiential approaches can contribute much to the understanding of human personality in psychotherapy. The anomalous result from the study is of potential value as this forces the researcher to cycle back to the categorization stage for more accuracy in describing and measuring the phenomena, leading towards revision of the overall study and overall understanding. This concludes my humble presentation. Thank you very much.